Did you know that your native language could be shaping how you think and perceive the world? Well, yes, it indeed has an impact on how you make your choices. Today, we are diving into the fascinating world of linguistic relativity and exploring this latest research on how language affects our brain, our thought, and our perception to the world. Let's get started. Did you know that some languages have words for concepts that don't exist in other languages? For instance, while there is a single word for colors in blue spectrum in English, there are two distinct words in Russian that distinguish between light and dark blue. Interestingly, native Russian speakers tend to be much faster in tests involving the discrimination of light and dark blue than native English speakers. Similarly, results have also been observed for the words used to describe directions in different native languages and sense of orientation an individual has. But it's not just about having different words. The structure of your language can also affect your thought patterns. For example, a study published in the journal Polls, one found that the speakers of languages that had or used absolute directions like north and south have better spatial reasoning abilities than speakers of languages that use relative directions like left and right. Another study found that bilingual speakers switch between different thought patterns depending upon which language they are using. For example, when thinking in English, a Spanish-English bilingual might focus more on the actions of individual people, while thinking in Spanish, they might focus more on social relationships. So what does all this mean? Well, for one thing, it means that our language is a key part for our identity and influences of how we see the world. But it also means that we need to be mindful of how languages can affect our perception and biases. Scientists have over the years shown that language is processed and produced by complex networks of interconnected brain regions, predominantly in the left half or the left hemisphere of the brain. Moreover, studies have revealed that the distinct brain pathways are associated with processing particular aspects of language, including semantics, which means the meaning of words, syntax, which is the grammatical structure, and phonology, sounds associated with the language. The processing of syntax and semantics information primarily occurs in the brain regions located in the left hemisphere. However, the information associated with the language, especially the concerning to the sounds and intonations, is processed either in the right or in both the hemisphere. This information is then integrated with the semantics and the syntax information processed in the left hemisphere. Similarly, evidence are also seen in the difference of the writing style of language processing in the regions of the brains, especially in the native Arabic and German speakers. This suggests that learning one's native language during childhood can lead to structural changes in the brain, potentially explaining the difference in cognitive functions in individuals who speak different first language. Which means German speakers revealed stronger connection between brain regions involved in syntactic processing in the left hemisphere, whereas the Arabs had the stronger connections between the regions associated with the semantic processing. Very interesting, isn't it? This also suggests that the environment and the native language dependence on developmental shaping of the brain and its connections directly influence our cognitive perception and processing in the brain, which means that individual personality is not hardwired in our brains and it's a result of a lifelong experience. So learning a new language can and is the way to protect your brain against Alzheimer's and many other forms of dementia. So the next time you're chatting with someone from a different language background, take a moment to appreciate that your brain is being unwired and rewriting a new chapter for itself. And if you are ever feeling lost in the translation, just remember, it's not you, it's your grammar. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, keep on talking and thinking in your own unique way.